Okay, so on the first one, can you factor anything on the denominator? No, nothing can be factored. So we want to find the LCD. Okay, so I know some of you had troubles when we did the LCD with the letters. This was the day I wasn't here last unit, and so it was like it kind of all went haywire after this. So what would be the LCD for number 1?
A plus 2.
We do need the A plus 2. Yes, that's one thing. But we also have the single A by itself. So that's separate from the A in the A plus 2. Okay, so you do have to have both of those things. Okay, before we go multiplying over here, let's find what can A not equal. So we have this single A. A cannot equal 0. And then from here, what can A not equal? Negative 2. Okay, so right after you do the LCD, find your restricted values. If you have a letter by itself with nothing adding or subtracting, then it's just 0. Sorry, 0. Okay, so now we're going to multiply the LCD by everything. Okay, so you want to take A times A plus 2 and multiply it on the left. And then you want to take A times A plus 2 and multiply it on the right. So I have 2, it's in red, I don't know if you can see that. What crosses out on this side? Yeah, the single A crosses out. And what crosses out on the right? The A plus 2. So we have on the left 3 times A plus 2 equals, what's on the right? 7A. And now you're just going to solve for A. So we'll distribute the 3. 3A plus 6. What would you do next to solve for A?
Minus 3A.
Yeah, minus 3A. So 6 equals 4A. And then? Divide by 4. Not 1/2. 3 over 2. It's 6 because of this. Did you distribute?
I don't know why.
Okay, now on these, you want to check them back into your equation. Okay, so there's no reason that you shouldn't be checking these to ensure that you did it right. So in your calculator, if you just plug in like the left side, so our original was 3 divided by A, and A was 3 over 2. So that's the left side. And then you can check the right side. So 7 divided by 3 over 2 plus 2. It is also 2. So you check to see that you get 2 on both sides. So that works. So you have 2 answers here. You're going to have what A equals and what A cannot equal. Okay, so you should have 2 things that you're showing me. Okay, number 2. Make sure that you all have an equal sign right here. I know some of the copies we made out of plus, so make sure you have an equal sign here. So let's start with the LCD.
Would you say this lesson is like harder than the others?
Then what others? Like the whole previous Algebra 2?
No, like
Last unit?
yeah.
Well, it's the same thing that we did on the 13th, except that you're solving, so it makes it a little bit easier.
Okay.
It's just more concrete when you actually get a solution. Okay, what's under the 4 here? A 1. So we have a 1, an x, and a 2x. So what's our LCD going to be? 2 and x. So the 2x is correct. We have a 1, and a 2. So the number is a 2. You take the highest degree of your exponent. So they're both 1s. So we just take 1x. What can x not equal here? 0. Right. Nothing's being added or subtracted. So x cannot equal 0.
I don't understand how you got 2x.
The LCD? Okay. So for the LCD, you look at your numbers. I have a 1 here, I have a 1 here, and a 2 here. So the number is usually the part people can get. So you think of a number that they all 3 go into, which would be 2. Then for your letters, you take the highest degree. So because we only see one x under each of those, then we only write one x. If this one had been an x and this one was an x squared, I would write x squared. Okay, so we multiply each piece by 2x. So we put a 2x here. We put a 2x here. And a 2x here. What can I cross out on the first one? Nothing, right, because I have a 1 here. Nothing crosses out. What crosses out on the second one?
The X.
The x. So I have an x here. I'm going to cross mine out so I don't lose it. And then an x there. And what crosses out on the right-hand side? Yeah, the whole thing. 2x and 2x. So we have 2x. This is multiplying times 4. So that's an 8x. Make sure you multiply. Plus what? Plus 2. Good. 2 times 1 equals 10. And solve for x. So subtract the 2. 8x equals 8. And divide by 8. Again, we're going to check that before you box it. So you go back to the original and you want to plug it in. So we have the original was 4 plus 1 divided by x, which is a 1. And that's equal to 5. Oh, sorry, it's dark. And then check the right-hand side, 10 divided by 2 times x, which is 1, also 5. So that works. So 2 answers. You have your x equals 1 answer, and then what x cannot equal. Questions on number 2? Okay, number 3. What is the LCD on number 3? Yeah, x minus 1. So the LCD is x minus 1. What can x not equal? Positive 1. So we multiply each side or each piece by x minus 1. So what cancels? Yeah, everything cancels here and here. So this is a nice one. You just get 5x plus 2 equals 17. And solve for x. Subtract the 2. And divide by 5. Make sure you plug it back in to check it. So on the left-hand side, we have 5x plus 2, so we'll put the 3 in. So 17 on top, and on the bottom you have x minus 1, so 3 minus 1. So over here we get 17 over 2. I have a 17 here, and 3 minus 1 is also 2. So that works, and then x cannot equal 1. Okay, number 4. Before you do the LCD on number 4, because you can't do anything to the bottom, but let's factor the top here. So you can do the LCD, you still get the same answer, but it's much less work if you go ahead and factor this top part. So we want to factor that into our 2 parentheses. We have x minus 1 on the bottom and negative 6. What are our 2 factors for that?
X minus 1, x plus 2.
Perfect. X minus 1, x plus 2. So what can I cross out, or how can I simplify? Yeah, these cancel. So this just saves you work. So now I have x plus 2 equals negative 6. What does x equal? Yeah, negative 8. Subtract the 2. X equals negative 8. So before you box out, make sure that you check it. So back to the original, negative 8 squared plus negative 8 minus 2 divided by negative 8 minus 1 is equal to negative 6. So there's our answer. What am I missing though from my answer? The undefined. So we didn't find the LCD. So because of that, some people forget to find that undefined value. But if you look at your denominator, what can x not equal?
1.
Positive 1. So make sure you include that. X cannot equal positive 1. Okay, so I want you to, on the back, go ahead and do 5 and 6. I want you to try 5 and 6.